I gotta say, a BDSM rom-com was not on my 2026 bingo card, but I'm intrigued. What is going on, everybody? Tom Chattelbash here, and if you love movies and TV like I do, then rest assured you are in the right place. And without further ado, let's review the new movie Pillion, starring Alexander Skarsgard and Harry Melling. Now, Pillion centers on a young man who is played here by Harry Melling. He's very passive, he's very timid, he's kind of letting life pass him by, and he's just not really making the most of it. And then one night, at a bar, he's approached by this very handsome leader of a biker gang, a gay biker gang, and the two of them end up starting this kind of BDSM romance where Skarsgard's character is his dom and he becomes the submissive, and then their kind of love story starts, and yeah, there you go. Now, I really didn't know what to expect with this movie. I thought it had a very interesting concept, and I thought that there was definitely potential for it to be a fun and compelling kind of rom-com with that like kinky BDSM element, I guess. What really surprised me about Pillion is that it's ultimately a very sweet movie. It's a very funny movie too, but also it's a very heartbreaking film about a first love and like a first real romantic relationship. And I really dug it. I think this movie works wholeheartedly because of the two great central performances from Skarsgard and Melling, who are clearly very game for the material. They have great chemistry with one another, and you really buy their romance. They're, awkward, funny, but ultimately kind of sweet romance that develops between the two of them in this very off-kilter relationship, this dom-submissive relationship that they're developing. And just watching them kind of find these characters, find this relationship, making it feel lived in and authentic, it feels raw, it feels real in a really good way, and I think they deliver two really standout performances. They're both equally charming in their own unique respective ways, and I really enjoyed both of their performances in this movie. And Harry Lighton's script, I think, does a great job towing the line between being funny, sweet, romantic, dramatic, heartbreaking. I think he toes the line between all those different tones wonderfully. And I think he's got a great handle on tone, especially as a director in this movie, where he's not doing anything too showy with the character. He's letting the characters and the story speak for itself. And I really enjoyed that approach to the material, because sometimes you just need a good story and you need two really good, capable actors to tell that story, and you've got yourself a winner. And that's the case with Pillion, because with the performances coupled with this really solid script here, and you have yourself one of the more unique romance films you're going to see. Something I really enjoyed about this movie is how it explores, the ups and downs of your first romantic relationship, because anyone, who's been in a romantic relationship before, when we think about our first love, there's so many different feelings that come to the surface. I mean, it's thrilling, it's exciting, it's unpredictable, it's heartbreaking, it's confusing, it's enlightening. It's all these different things wrapped into one, crazy package, essentially. And the way that the movie demonstrates that and showcases that through this very, unique relationship between these two men, I think is so well done. It reminded me in a lot of ways of Call Me By Your Name. Obviously, that movie doesn't have the whole BDSM element, but I feel like ultimately it tells the same kind of story successfully about a first love, where you have one person who's very inexperienced, doesn't know what to expect, and one person who kind of, navigates the relationship and kind of sets the parameters and the guidelines of that relationship, and seeing, the former kind of finally figure out what he wants and what he's not willing to tolerate, especially, as the relationship maybe gets a little bit more prickly or confusing or inconsistent. I just thought that was really fascinating to watch in this movie. And like I said, Skarsgard and Melling really do a great job selling the different shades of this relationship. I mean, a lot of people might be turned away by the whole BDSM element, but honestly, it doesn't overshadow the story in any way, shape, or form. I think it adds that unique element that doesn't feel gimmicky, and it doesn't get in the way of the film's overall messaging, and definitely doesn't get in the way of the heart that this movie wears on its sleeve so earnestly, which I thought was really wonderfully surprising. I mean, really the only issues I have with the movie is that the pacing can be a little bit inconsistent, where sometimes it feels very light and breezy, and other times it kind of feels like it's stalling or maybe spinning its wheels just a little bit. And I do wish that maybe some of the supporting characters were fleshed out a little bit more and we got to see more of them, because I thought that they were interesting and they had potential to be even more compelling. But all in all though, Pillion is a really good romance film, and definitely one of the most unique I've seen in a long time. I think it takes a really novel concept, but it throws it into a genre that we've seen kind of done to death, the whole rom-com genre, but it adds something new. It tackles it from a fresh perspective, and it gives you a romance story that is as endearing, as it is heartbreaking, as it is confusing, as it is enlightening, and I loved that. And I can't wait to see what Lighton does next as a storyteller. I think that he's got a really unique voice, and I really am curious to see, where his trajectory goes next. I just know I'm going to be seated watching it, And yeah, I really would recommend this movie. If you like good rom-coms, if you like good romance films, honestly, check out Pillion. I think it might surprise you, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So in the end, I'm going to give Pillion 4 out of 5 stars. This one definitely surprised me in a big way, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought that it's definitely going to be one of those movies that kind of lingers in my mind for a while, especially the last act of this movie, which I thought was really powerful and was really compelling. So definitely check it out, and if you do check it out, it hits theaters this weekend. Let me know what you think of the movie if you check it out. Let me know if you loved it, hated it, thought it was just okay. Let me know down below. And until next time, everybody, I'm Tom Chattelbash, YouTube's most reliable movie critic.